Hello everybody, my name is Sirhcus and welcome back to another episode of the Sirhcus, my single player Let's Play series. We need a project for today, so we're going to, we already did this one, I'll just put that in there. So we're going to consult the magical dropper of decision. So we got, no, I don't want to work on that. Nope, not that one. Nope, not that one. Nope, not that one. There we go. That's what we're going to work on today. I definitely did not choose these ahead of time and get all prepared for them. So today we're going to work on a fishing boat. I want to make a fish farm. We haven't done any redstone, and I'm craving the redstone. And a fish farm is a nice simple thing that will get us a few resources. I wasn't sure if it was worth it at the moment. Maybe we should work on some other stuff. Because it's not going to get us anything super useful. We'll get stuff like fish for food, which would be nice, and we'll get a bunch of random items, some enchanted books. But one thing that I really want is some bows. So last episode we had some trouble. We lost our bow, and I had to go with this normal bow. I did make some arrows, but this bow stinks, and I want a good bow. And so that is one nice thing that we'll get from the fish farm. And I have a pretty interesting idea, I think. Instead of putting the fish farm somewhere on land, somewhere boring, putting it underground and hiding it away, we are going to put it in a boat. We're gonna build another ship today. Bigger than the circumnavigator. I already have the design figured out, and we're just sailing out to the spot right out here in the middle. It's kind of in the middle of the Yester Lighthouse and the Yitterby Lighthouse, which is right over there. So we'll have another boat out in this ocean, which will be nice and cool and interesting. And it will have a function. It'll be a fishing boat where we can go and sit at our AFK fish farm. So, let's see, I brought some more string. We're very low on string. I got some iron. We're going to need some of that for hoppers. I had to go and sit around the village of a glow and kill some more iron golems. I also went and bought just a bunch of iron stuff and smelted it down. I also have some redstone that I bought from them. And yeah, so I think we'll get started. We're going to build the spine and everything out of dark oak. And I don't have an image pulled up of how this is built. I already have it like figured out in creative, so I'll have to go and pull that up and get this started. Well, I got the skeleton all in place. I got the spine down here and some ribs going across, and then I guess the border for the decks. So we'll have, this is going to be a bigger ship. As you can probably see, it's a little hard to tell, just because, you know, part of it is underwater. But yeah, we'll have the main deck right here. We'll have a little bit of an upper deck over there, and then that deck. I don't know what the terms are called. Oh, I'm so sorry. So now I need to fill this all in, and then once we get it filled in, we'll do the decks, and then we should be able to put our farm where we want it. I think it's gonna be back here, where like the captain's cabin would normally go, right back in this space. And last time I built a boat, when I built the circumnavigator, someone asked for a tutorial on it. I don't know if they were asking for like a block for block tutorial on that boat. I probably is what they were looking for. I'm not a big fan of doing block for block tutorials. They can be nice, and it's cool to see how people build certain things. But if you want to learn how to build boats, I would say just watch some tutorials on how to build boats, just like generic tutorials that kind of walk you through the process. When I do it, I always start with the spine, and I look at it from the side, make sure that is the shape that I want. And then usually I'll do this part, the part that goes across around the outside. And then I'll look at it from above and make sure that that's the shape that I want and just play around with it. And then on here, I added like this part and that part, and then the spine. Well, actually, the spine, you sort of do a little bit, or these ribs. Once you have like all this other framework, then it's time to start filling in the hole. And that's just, it's a lot of placing blocks and a lot of trial and error trying to get a good shape for this. Usually I start in the middle, and basically I would set up something like this. Like I want it to have that kind of curve for this, you know, when you look at it from the front. And then you just have to kind of fill it in and, I don't know, make it look good. It's a lot of trial and error. It's a lot of just playing around with it to make it look the right shape. And if you do want to copy the circumnavigator, I definitely have nothing against that. I think, you know, it is nice to be able to sometimes build exactly what someone else has done. And you can learn from that. You can learn some techniques. You can kind of, it gives you a more hands-on look at how they put it together. And you might get some ideas from that. But if you want to do that, you can just download the world download, which is always in the description. And you can check it out there. Well, I got the hull all filled in, looking really nice. Lots of space down here to play around with. And I got the decks put in as well. So those will look like this. Very good, very good. I like the way it looks. I'll have to adjust this front, make that like point up a little bit like I did on the circumnavigator. But for now, that's good. We got this sweet like curved staircase that goes up to here. Very nice. So next, I guess we can work on the fish farm that is going to go back in here. Let's see, this is, I need to place that. And we're going to start with the note block right there, I believe. Yeah, note block right there should work. So this is Panda's design, or very similar to Panda's design. I sort of changed it. There's, when I was looking up fish farm designs, or there used to be an old one that I used before, which had like a clock in it, and it's one that I'm sure a lot of people have in use right now. And I was playing around with that design, and I actually compacted it a little bit, and I was all ready to use that one. But then I looked up fish farms just to see if there was anything new, and there was this super simple one that Panda came out with, which doesn't use the clock anymore. And actually, this is basically it. So the way this thing works is you have to stand down a little bit lower. Do I have any slabs on me? Yeah. We'd be like down at this level. You would right click on the iron trapdoor with your rod and cast. And when you cast, there'll be water right in this block and a tripwire going across here. The bobber will trigger the tripwire, which powers this redstone line. This trapdoor will open, and then you'll be right-clicking on the note block, which will have a block on top of that, so it doesn't make any noise. So then you'll be right-clicking on the note block, which you won't cast when you right-click on the note block. It'll just keep right-clicking on there. And then when there's a fish, you'll pull it in, and the trapdoor will close again. And then you cast again because you're right-clicking on the trapdoor. It used to be whenever the tripwire wasn't activated, there was like a clock running, and this door would open and close. I don't know if... I think people might still be using that on multiplayer. I think it might be a little bit... I think this design, I've never tested it, but I've heard that maybe this design isn't as reliable in multiplayer because of lag and such. So maybe the clock design is still kind of in use, but... For here, I tested this out, and this works really well. So this is all, that's all really simple. We got that. One thing, though, was in Panda's design, it didn't have the fishing rod dispenser. I know all of the old designs, like even Panda's old design, used to have a fishing rod dispenser. I know that it's been kind of made useless with mending fishing rods, but we don't have any fishing rods right now. I only have oh, my string's on me. I have 9 string total, so we'll be able to make 4 fishing rods for this thing. We should be able to get a mending fishing rod from fishing, but at the beginning we're going to want a fishing rod dispenser that will just whenever a fishing rod breaks for us, it will hand us a new one. Well, actually, it hands us a new one every time. but we'll have our inventory full so that we won't actually pick up a new one until our current one breaks. So anyways, I added in a little thing to dispense a fishing rod, and it is pretty simple. I'm going to put in a chest. I need to get some hoppers kind of in place here and figure out how this is all going to go. So this is where all of our items get picked up. All of the fish that we catch are going to end up in that chest. And we can add more storage. I just didn't want to make too many hoppers. We can put chests down farther and just bring this hopper down farther. And then let's see. We're gonna need to bring these blocks out. And there will be a hopper going into there. And then this is where our droppers are going to be. That will give us the fishing rods. Whoops. Dang it. I don't have an easy way up. It kind of sucks doing this when there's no floor in place. So if we do that, there we go. So that will give us the fishing rods. And the way we activate that is going to be, I guess I'll just keep using wood. So we'll have that and that. And we'll have a repeater here. Put to 3 ticks and a redstone dust on here. It feels good to use redstone again. We haven't used redstone yet in this world, and I like redstone. All right, so we have that. Everything should be good there. We'll put an oak slab there, and then that should all work. And then we just need something to cover up or to stop the water from flowing out. So I'll just do that for now. And I think that's all good. And then, oh yeah, I do need one more hopper. I miscounted. Actually, I think we have everything on us for the hoppers. Because then, again, probably not something we need. In fact, maybe I won't put it in there. If you wanted more fishing rod storage, you can put a hopper to there. I guess I'll leave it here for now, and then you can do that. So this is basically everything. And then we just need the water in here. Do I have a water bucket? And we need string right here. And then also I need a block on top of here. Let's just do a slab here. That block stops the fishing rod bobber from like going behind the water source. As far as I can tell, because I built it without the block and I was having troubles, and then I like copied Panda's design and he had a block there, and it worked after that. Let's see. So I think that's everything. I think that is everything. So with this thing, whenever this tripwire hook changes state when it gets powered or unpowered, the observer block notices it, observes it, sends a signal to this redstone, which sends a pulse into these droppers. So any fishing rods that are in here go up to here. Any fishing rod or one fishing rod will get shot out onto the slab on top of the hopper, and the hopper will be powered for 3 ticks. So if you have an empty spot in your inventory, then you'll pick up the fishing rod. I'm wondering if I should even make... Why not? We can always get more string. I don't think I need any more string for anything here. Of course, I might be eating my words here. One thing we're going to have to do, though, is we're going to have to kind of block off the area. How do I want to do that? Do I have any dark oak slabs or stairs? Oh, and it's raining. Isn't fishing more efficient in the rain? I can't remember. Not sure if that's just Terraria or something, or if that works here as well. Let's put some blocks up here. And then it would be nice to have like a door here or something. I'm not exactly sure how I want to do that. Because the fishing rods are going to get shot out onto here, and they might go flying elsewhere. I'm going to put that there. But let's try this out. Let's see how this works. Let's put the fishing rods in there. We can even just load them in there. And let's fill up our inventory. So we'll do something like that. And then if we right click right there, get everything activated. So that's lovely. The best thing about this design, like without the clock, when you had the clock, you had to like turn it on, and then the clock would run, and you would cast. Here, you don't have to worry about turning it on. You don't have to worry about a lever. You just cast, and it starts working. I'm not super thrilled with that redstone being visible. I could make it so that it's not, but I think it'd be fine. So we just got some items. That's working fine. And next time we get a fish, I want to check something. There we go. So we got an item. So I don't see any fishing rods on the floor. They might have fallen down. No, I don't see anything in there. So we got yeah, we got a fishing rod there. That's fine. I know it just activated when I released my rod. Yeah, we still have 3 there. We made 4 of them total, right? So we have all the fishing rods. That's fine. I think as long as I think the biggest problem I was having before was with this block. I kept having the fishing rods like fly off past there, but everything should be working here. So yeah, that's working. And then if we had an empty spot, if we trigger this, then we get the rod. Very nice. Oh, that's kind of weird. Our bobber stays out, but technically, like, it's using different rods. If you look at, like, the rod animation changes, the hook goes away when we switch from rod to rod. Weird. And then that gets, yeah, so that's working. Very nice. Very nice indeed. And then all of our drops wind up in here. So we got a water bottle and a fish so far. And then I just need to make this look prettier, which it's sticking out a little bit farther than I would like. I'm not sure if there's anything I could do about that though, because I think I need those blocks. Let's try this out and see if these fishing rods go crazy places. I think I picked that one up. Yeah, see, that's what we don't want. We don't want the fishing rod to go back there. Well, I'd say our second ship is coming along very nicely here. I changed out the deck from oak wood to spruce. I thought the oak it was too bright. I didn't like it. I'm not a big fan of oak, and I just thought it contrasted a little bit too much here. Didn't want so much contrast, so I went with the spruce. We do have oak fences for the railings all the way around. Very good. We got our upper deck up here. This trapdoor is right above the water. I'm pretty sure this is still the case. I think it was before, but you get better fishing rates if the water has access to the sky, or only has sky above it. And I'm pretty sure the trapdoor doesn't stop that. I know when I went down there, I checked to see if the trapdoor stopped sunlight, and it does not, which we can test here. So like right now, my sunlight or sky. Oh, we're on a slab. How about actually if we did it right here? So our skylight is 15 right now, and if we put a trapdoor there, still 15, right? Yeah. Whereas if we go underneath this stair here, it's 14. So that shouldn't block the skylight. And then I've done some decorating on the inside. It's very cramped. It's definitely not like an actual ship. Like an actual ship would probably have the stairs over here or something, and this would be a cabin back here. But since we have the fish farm right here, it's like right in your face. And then I wanted to put stairs going down back here so we didn't have to put them anywhere else, since we had the room. I could fit them in here. I also expanded the storage for the fish farm here, so we got 3 double chests, and then we're all covered up on that side, so it looks nice. And this door is for the fishing rods, to keep them when this thing shoots them out. Just again keeps them from flying anywhere. So yeah, and then we have the hole here. And I think, where was right there. We'll bring this down, our mast. This one's a little bit bigger boat, so we have a couple of masts. I should probably add more sails. I'm sorry to those of you who know ship design. I do not. So my sails are not going to be in necessarily the best spot or necessarily the right types of sails. But we're going to have a main sail here, a very big one. And then we'll have a little bit smaller one up front. I know like you should really have some sort of angled sail, which allows you to... I think that basically allows you to capture the wind from like any direction. Like if you just had sails like this, you could pretty much only move if the wind was going your way, is my understanding. So I know I've seen a couple of designs that have sails about this size and this far apart, and then there's also like another mast, maybe like back here, and then there's like an angled triangle sail back there, but I'm not sure if I'm going to attempt that on this boat. I don't know how well that would actually fit in. Also, we don't really have room to like put, like I know it doesn't really make that much of a difference, but with the fish farm down there, like we don't have room to make a mast go all the way down to the bottom, which is where it would go if we actually had a real mast. You know, it'd go all the way down to the bottom and connect to the whole frame of the ship to increase the sturdiness of it, because otherwise it would just like topple over very easily. So we can't really do that, and so it's like it kind of wrecks the immersion for me, I guess. But anyways, I'm gonna get started on these sails. I did grab a bunch of white concrete so we can use that again. Hopefully this is enough, otherwise I'll be going back to get some more. Fish. So good. So good. So I think this ship is done. I think she's ready to set sail. I mean, she already kind of is. So I got the sails done. I decided to do an angled sail, a little triangle sail in the back. It just, it looked kind of plain back here. There wasn't anything here. It seemed like it needed that. So added that in. These were kind of a pain. Well, the main problem is I tried to figure these out in survival. I was spent at least half an hour trying to work on this one and get it figured out. Finally decided to just copy some of the dimensions back over into creative for how I wanted the sail to be, and then figured out how to do it and got it built here. And then that one and that one I just built in creative first and copied over here. Made it so much simpler. So I'm pretty happy with this. My first time doing like really sails on a ship. I really like that triangle sail. Those I'm not super happy with, but they're good enough. I think they look pretty good. And overall, I really like this ship. Look at that baby. Oh, it's so nice. And I get to see it every time I boat from Yitterby to Yester. Not that I'll do that much now that I have the portals, but every once in a while might do so. And whenever I need fish or fish farm related items, I'll come back here. Which I went and I used this thing for probably around 2 hours, hour and a half, 2 hours. All of my fishing rods were gone, which I don't know if they got used up. They're not in that dropper. They weren't in the hopper underneath there. I don't really know. I don't know if this thing spat them out and they despawned, if they got caught somewhere. I wasn't really paying attention to that because I was AFKing. I mean, I was at the computer watching something, watching videos, but I wasn't paying attention to what was going on here. But I did get a mending fishing rod. So as long as I don't die with this thing on me, we're good. So this thing, you know, you get experience from fishing, so this thing will stay repaired forever, which is fantastic. So now I don't need the fishing rod dispenser system with this observer block and these droppers here. I'm going to keep them in there, though, just in case I do ever lose this somehow. Then I have, you know, I can make a bunch of fishing rods and use that. And from the hour and a half, 2 hours of AFK fish farming, this is what we got. So we got that much regular fish. We got that much salmon. We got some clownfish. We got some puffer fish. We got some leather and bowls. We got protection 3, bane of arthropods 4, power 4, thorns 1, respiration 2. We got a couple of bows, punch 1, power 3, flame punch 1, flame power 3, unbreaking 3. Okay, so I could combine this one and this one to get a power 4 bow. Power 4, punch 1, flame, and unbreaking. That'd be pretty good. No infinity, but that's not terrible. We do have this fishing rod here. I'll just keep it in here for now. We got 3 leather boots. Fantastic. Some bones. That's always nice. String, rotten flesh, lily pad, a couple of saddles. Yeah. So, pretty interesting. I don't know how often I'll use this thing. Like right now, it'd be nice to get a good bow and maybe some enchanted books. I could realistically just go enchant a bow and buy books from the librarians in the village. One thing that's kind of nice is name tags. Again, I could buy those from villagers, but it's kind of nice getting here. And the food is all right. I looked it up, and actually cooked fish is the same. It fills you up the same and has the same saturation as baked potatoes, which is what I've been mainly eating. So it's really no different than just using baked potatoes. We do get some saddles, not that I have tons of horses, but it's nice to use those. Water bottles are, you know, there's a lot of junk items. The string is kind of nice right now. Bones are kind of nice. But the nice thing is that this is just an AFK thing that we could get some food, or we could get lily pads if we need them, name tags, you know, or enchanted stuff. So it's a nice little place to come and sit around. But like I said, it's not amazing stuff, so I don't know how often I'll use this, but it is nice to have. And just to do this thing justice, I'm going to hop into spectator mode. I think I still want to add some sort of flags going on the top of the mast there. Otherwise, I'm pretty happy with this. I'm very happy with this, in fact. Yes, there is our our second boat design. It's our third boat that we built. And actually, I just realized there's one more thing we need to do. We need to name this baby. And I have a name already. A name that one of you suggested back when we did, when we had the other boat, the Circumnavigator. Let's see, where do we want to put this? I think maybe just right there. Oh, I can't reach it. Let's get a boat over here. I can probably stand on the boat. Maybe, if it lets me. So let's get our boat right there. Oh, it didn't put me on the boat. Can I hop up on there? No, you can't. Oh, come on. Maybe if, let's just build out blocks, I guess. Let's use some wood. That's probably the cheapest thing. I don't want to use my concrete, because that's not super cheap. Not bad, but not super cheap. And I don't want to use my cobble, because even though we have quite a bit, we can get tons more. It's still not something that I have a ton of. All right, so we are going to call this ship. Let's see, how do we want to do this? We're going to call it... it's going to be... I just need one line. I guess we'll put it here. Jenny. And then maybe we'll just do that. Does that look alright? It looks fine. Jenny. Right? Is that the name that we wanted? Jenny? Yes, Jenny. That was suggested by Honey Badger. I think it was like 367. Which is a reference to, or at least I'm fairly certain he was referencing, Forrest Gump and his shrimp and boat. So that's why I saved it for here. He suggested it for the Nether Portal ship, but I figured I would save it for our fishing ship. We don't have shrimp here, but you know, it still works. Anyways, I hope you guys have enjoyed another episode of the Sirhcus. Hope you guys like the new boat. And we will see you next time. Goodbye, peoples.